Hello and welcome to this live stream. I'm flying the Bf109G-4. This game has 47 minutes left to run. To me it looks like it's probably just started. I don't really know. I don't know how long they go for. Is it 2 hours? Is it 1 hour? I reckon it might just be 1 hour, and I reckon it's been going for maybe 13 minutes before I joined, so it's fairly new. It's basically fresh. If I am to become an ace in a flight, I'm going to have to stay airborne and alive pretty much for the rest of the entire flight. That's a big ask. I don't think I can do it necessarily, but nonetheless, there's plenty of time to fulfill my ace ambitions. But knowing my track record, I could get shot down in the first 4 or 5 minutes. We'll see. Looks like the server is at capacity, more or less. 70 plus players on a server that can handle 84 players. So that's what I like to see. Probably make a habit of checking my SIGs every 10 seconds or so, or at least once every half hour, which would be more than I currently do. And I might want to climb a little bit more. Going to head over to the fortified area and the tank column. Where would the tank column be? It could be anywhere in this area. There's the town. Someone reckons attackers are heading to 1610, so I might mosey on over there. First I'm going to take a detour to 1509. There's a contrail or two up there. Okay, we're in the area where the combat should be, so let's just keep an eye out. What's above us, what's below us, what's behind us. I've got full fuel. Makes the plane a little bit heavier at the beginning, but it'll allow me to fly for the full duration of this flight. It could be up to 55 minutes. Using the clouds as a bit of cover here to get right into the centre of this grid square where the action potentially could be. I reckon dogfights, a lot of winning a dogfight is not the plane that you're flying in or even the pilot, but the position that you enter the dogfight. And here we are, here's a dogfight. Let's try again. That wasn't even really a shoot down, that was a high speed dive that I needed to use the rudder the elevator trim to pull out of. Hey guys in the chat. G'day Giggle. Hello Alan. Let's go again. I did get hits on that LA5, just a small hit on it. Alan says, good hunting. Cheers, Alan. Alright, I'm going to head back to 1509. Round will finish in 25 minutes. That's a lot different than what I was expecting. I thought we had about 40 minutes left or 35 minutes left. Alright, we are at 4,200 meters. We're going to head back to the fortified area at 1509, and if I survive long enough I'll go down to 1610 where the tank ambush is. One thing I'm going to have to remember is to use my elevated trim. This plane doesn't like to pull out of steep dives. It can go very fast. It can go 700 plus kilometers an hour, but pulling out of those dives you need elevated trim. You're going to have to remember to use that. If there was someone above me, I'd probably see their contrails. Having said that, I bet you I've got a contrail at this altitude. Probably be able to see it in a turn. That means everyone down there can see me. What do we got here? Hard to say, looks like a 109. Round will finish in 20 minutes. Man, time is flying by. That was an FW chasing at something. I didn't identify what he was chasing at. Shit. That was a kind of a frustrating mirror of the last flight. Got hits on in LA and then got shot down. Assuming there's about 15 minutes left of this session. Alright, so enemy has completed combat mission in full. Team of the Axis country to lose in 5 minutes. I'm going to just fly until the end, until it'll end abruptly, and I'm going to try flying on the deck this time. Alright, consider all of that a warm-up. I'm going to have to go for one more flight, I think. One thing that single player has over multiplayer is that it's very straightforward. You just start playing and you can get straight into the action. You've got a fair amount of control over various things. With multiplayer, there's so much uncertainty and there's quite a bit of frustration from time to time, like you just saw with just getting to the combat and then the session finishing. Alright, now I've been having problems with this plane with TrackIR. Seems to be mostly working just now. Might have to swap aircraft though, we'll see how we go. Guy there's in an E7. It's a much better option most probably. It's slower though, so that's why I'm choosing this one. It's a lot faster. There goes a HE111. Much more challenging to take off in a HE111 compared to one of these tiny little fighters. G'day Fragster. Yeah, that's right. Definitely. That's why I like multiplayer, is because you're not playing against AI, and after a while AI gets fairly predictable. Definitely sharpens your skills and hones your skills to be operating with an element of uncertainty. Notice how I'm sitting way back in the cockpit here. This is a characteristic of what I've been experiencing lately flying the F-4. I can zoom to the crosshair. I'll probably give this a shot. It's a real hassle flying though, with less than perfect TrackIR. It's good in the E7 though, so I guess next time I crash I'll probably swap over to the E7. Looks like that HE111's taken off already. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And too often it's me. Although when you get a victory, you know it's real, so that's good. Looks like we're at the very southern end of the front. Bunch of red targets in front. There's one of our trains to the north. That means nothing much down there and quite a lot in front and a little bit up there. I could actually potentially take out that choo-choo train with my machine guns. That's quite tempting actually. I might actually do that. I'll fly to the train, I'll shoot up the train unless I encounter any aircraft on the way, and that's how I'll proceed, I think. So we can be guaranteed some action, because if there's no planes to shoot up, there'll be a train. And those trains are usually bristling with AAA. They're actually really deadly. Usually more than one AAA carriage on a train. So if I can at all influence the outcome, I'll try and shoot the AAA first. But you only get a fraction of a second to decide where you're going to aim and things like that. Heading to that train at 1723. Looks like I'm heading right for the train line. I'm going to cross the train line, so as soon as I see it, I'll chuck a left and then I'll follow it down to the train. I should hit the train going pretty fast, combat power, and just blast it with as much ammo as I can. Reason for that is to destroy the train, but also more importantly so that the train has less of a capability to fire back with its AAA. So the train's on a bridge. Is that it? Where? Where? Am I misinterpreting that icon as simply a bridge, not a train, like maybe a train bridge instead of a train? Looks like a train to me though on the map. Did I fly past it? Has it driven somewhere? Maybe it's moving. Any trains up ahead? There it is. I was not able to aim at all there with the TrackIR. That's crazy. This is the sight picture that I'm looking for, and it wasn't happening. Still got plenty of ammo. Yeah, TrackIR works for me perfectly in some planes in multiplayer, and in multiplayer on other planes it works a little bit, and on other planes it works not at all. This is one of the planes that it works. Sometimes it works okay, and as you can see today, it's working kind of a bit, but it's a bit temperamental. And it's kind of a hassle because you lose your orientation when you're just doing basic things. I really should have taken the E7. If I took the E7, I could have attacked the train with a bomb, with a 250 kilogram bomb, and I wouldn't have had any TrackIR issues. The downside is it's a little bit slower, and it carries less ammo and so on and so forth, but it's not really such a big deal. Probably the next plane I take will be the E7. It's a great dogfighter anyways, it's a really good turn fighter. Where is the train? Totally lost my bearings, I think. I've reset the TrackIR to its default position, and you can see it's put me right at the back of the plane. Have to zoom in, which I shouldn't have to do. It's also offset me to the one side of the cockpit for some strange reason. And it's really hard to duck down to the crosshair. Alright, there it is. I'm going to go again. Is it just me, or does that train have no AAA? What is that? What is that? That's a HE. Let's turn around and have a look at his bomb go. Should be fairly spectacular. Last thing I want to do is to fly into it as well. That's assuming he was going for the train. Oh, yep, he was going for the train. Look at that, huh? So we got the HE and we got this. What? It's 109. I've still got a bit of MG left and a tiny bit of cannon left. Let's go back and have a look at if there's any train left. If nothing else, I did some Pathfinder work for that HE to mark the exact spot where the train was. Well, if that's where it was, it ain't there now. Is the fuel situation? 3/4 fuel. Cold Beats, hello, hi. I don't know if he means to have his nav lights on or not. Unwittingly, I'm now at another red ground target. I don't think I'll be able to destroy anything. It looks like a tank icon. Barney purple, someone on. Shit, I'm out of ammo. Oh, this sucks. I've got to return to base. I've got no other option. An airfield at my 12 o'clock. I'm going to have to try and use that. Engine's got about 1 minute tops left in it. Damn, I could have taken that fighter. That's what happens when you attack a train for 10 minutes. I'm going to have to land at that F. Oh well, at least we got the train. Like the HE-111 has actually survived that encounter. Gear is green, which means it's down. The flaps are 100%. Got some good altitude. Speed's good. This is not my airfield, but it is one of our airfields. So I'm not going to try risk making it back to my home airfield. I won't make it. Alright, I'm going to jump out of this plane and get into a better plane. Look at that tally. 6 railroad cars, 4 heavy weapons, 48 points. You get a lot of points for destroying ground targets. Most of our guys are in the north, 26 there, 3 there, and 9 here. I'll go here again. I was in the F-4. I have terrible troubles with TrackIR and the F-2. E7 seems to work perfectly, and I haven't tried the Mackie yet. I won't try the Mackie in this flight. I'll probably try it tomorrow, if I fly tomorrow. And then after that I might try a heavier plane that can carry more ground attack equipment, maybe a 110. That'd probably be a pretty good fun plane to fly. I don't know what it is. I must be, I don't know. Do you use the like the infrared, not the track clip, but the track clip pro or something like that? Do you know what I mean? Like there's 2 different versions of it. One of them's got infrared lights or what have you, red lights, and the other one's just like a thing that you stick on a baseball cap. You like the MC202, huh? Ah, it's not a Java. Hang on. This is the one I'm after here. Got this here, the 250 kilogram bomb. That's going to do some damage. I'll go almost full fuel. Wasp, Night Fighter, Cheetah, Romanian, Bad Camo, Winter, Tiger, Marseille, White. Go for the Wasp, I think. And I'm going to adjust the convergence of the guns from 180 down to 130. Because this is a close-in turn fighter, and bombs to 2 seconds. Without further ado. Yeah, no, Fragster, the MC is a great plane. I'll most probably fly it on the next session, tomorrow. Rhaegor 79. I tried the reflector for a week. Since then, I have the Pro Clip, much better and reliable. I'm using the Pro Clip as well. I believe that's what it's called. Fragster says, I had one of the TrackIR clones that used IR LEDs and a modified webcam. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's a real mystery. It works for me perfectly in single player, but in multiplayer, and particularly on this server, it doesn't seem to work. It's a mystery. I got to stop complaining about it, really. But it is a factor. That is better. That's the kind of perspective that I'm looking for. Word of warning, this plane is harder to operate. It's easier for it to, for one to break the engine if you don't look after the radiator, which is manual. The propeller pitch is automatic, but the radiator is manual. Even sunlight can do it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I had a pair of New Balance shoes sitting on the fireplace behind me, and I noticed when I looked through the view that the TrackIR sees that it was seeing the reflection of the New Balance N logo, so I've checked all of that. Before I take off, let's have a look at the comment. I'm interested in what you're saying here, Ragor79. Have you maybe enabled one of the various TrackIR modes, F6 to F10? Yeah, possibly. I had this once with the F-109G-4 when my head was constantly tilted 90 degrees to the side as default view once I found out about the F key stuff. This sounds like exactly the problem that I'm having. All was fine. So can you elaborate a bit on what you're referring to there? I'm completely unaware of everything that I'm not sure what you mean by F6 to F10 modes and the F key. For me, the F key is flaps. So Fragster, there are ones that use smartphone accelerometer sensors, but you literally have to strap a smartphone to your head. I suppose that the thing they could do is like find out that accelerometer and I don't know, extract it from an old phone with a broken screen or something, and then I don't know. That involves electronics though. Cheers, Ragor. Appreciate that. Because that if we can solve this, that means I can fly all of the planes without issue. The F2, the F4 in particular, and the G2. This plane feels really slow. Almost there. Let's rotate. And now we're heading east. Got to wait for the speed to pick up a little bit, and then I'll reduce the power. Temperature's okay, it looks to be about 80 degrees. Close to full fuel. What I should do, I should probably read the manual or something for TrackIR. There's probably a manual somewhere that states every single key and its function by default. I should really probably have a look at that, and that's probably where I'm going to find the solution, if not during this flight. Looks like my side's winning. There's continuous mode. Got to pick a target. I think the base remote vehicles would be the best one to go for. Fragster, by default F7 enables precision mode in TrackIR and F9 pauses it. Could it be this? Yeah, it could be, because I use some of those. I know F9, I use that all the time, like I'll use it right. There we go, that's F9, so it pauses the TrackIR, moving my head around, there's no movement. Press it again and unlock. So definitely aware of F9, I use that all the time, but I usually just toggle F9. I wonder if I press F7. That's curious. That seems to change them. Changes it somehow. It's more zippy in this kind of mode, and I think precision. This seems dampened, like slower. I guess it could be good for some application. There we go, that's something I didn't know. Alright, let's proceed with the mission. Quite a lot slower this plane. I'm doing 400 k's an hour. In the F-4 I'd be doing, I don't know what, closer to 500. Having said that, I'm carrying a 250 kilogram bomb, which will be dragging in the air and slowing the plane down. Heading for the remote vehicle base. Try the radiator at 20% for a while. Just got to watch out for it overheating. Ragor, you're back. What did you find out? F8 enables smoothing mode, yep, of TrackIR, never use it. F9 disables TrackIR, yep. With F10 you define default view per plane. Interesting. For example, that's great. We might have the answer here. For example, look to the right, press F10. When you reset TrackIR, it always jump back to this view again. Interesting. Interesting. I think that might be what you were referring to there as well, Frags, to be pressing F9. Lockdown was fire from camera. So center the view, then press F10 kind of to lock it. Define default view. I mean, it works perfectly in this plane, but let's try an experiment with the F10. Yeah, I've just pressed F10, and the default view is the perspective. I think we've got the answer here, and then I'll reset. Hang on. When I reset by pressing 5 on the numpad, it resets to this defined default view. If I press F12, it sort of doesn't do anything. I'm not sure. This is crazy. I think this is the answer, or at least we're along the right track to it. The thing is though, after pressing F10 and locking it in place, I was expecting to be able to press number pad 5 or F12 and have it reset to the, like, pointing straight ahead, but it didn't. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I'll define the default view like this. I'll press F10 and lock it. And it did that. So how does that go? Damn. Thanks guys. And thanks Ragor for going away and doing that research and coming back with those findings. I think we've got the answer here. And that's good news. That's joyous news. It means I'll be able to fly all of the planes without any kind of error. Yeah, that must be what it was. Awesome. 1,000 thank yous. I've really been looking forward to flying the F-2 actually, and now I can. I'm 100% positive, certain that we've found the answer. Alright, let's attack the base remote vehicles. And then get down to the business of dogfighting. Got the radiator at 20%. Got to keep an eye on the temperatures. They're a little bit higher. They're about 80 or 90 degrees. I might have to increase the radiator. Speed still around 400, just a little bit less. Never been to this base before. Right, so we've got a town and then a body of water and then another smaller town at a crossroads where the target is. So the town is here and then there'll be a body of water up there somewhere. Just there. And then there's a town to our right of the body of water. And it's on that road that's going out there. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? That looks like vehicle. fighter on me. Gonna have to probably do a less than precision drop. Got a nice 16 on my tail. Damn it! What is that? Not an I-16. Bit of an anticlimax. Alright, I should end it there, but what I'm going to do now is fly an F-2. I reckon the benefit of this is you can remove the armoured headrest. Do I want to go some extra guns on this? Probably not, I think. Oh. Nah. Nah. 180. Great paint schemes on this one. Factory is not available. Factory paint scheme late 1940 not available. That's a good one. I was going to choose that. I like this one with the rooster. Let's do it. There was something wrong with the roll. It was kept on rolling to the right. I think the aileron, the control piano wire, the pulley or whatever must have been broken. Alright, so you see this default view here. This is what I'm used to, and this is what we can now fix, I reckon. So get it to somehow get it to the desired position, if I can even do that. And press F10. Alright, so that's an improvement. Now try some more. There we go, that's my new default view, and I think that's pretty much perfect. Sitting kind of on the seat in the center of the cockpit. How's the view otherwise? Great. So all it is really is it's the F10 button. Ah man, you guys are lifesavers. And now I can fly all the planes. I'm coming across as a real Luddite. Generally speaking, I'm relatively tech savvy. I just got to bother to read the manual from time to time. Oh, this is great. This is great. I missed this plane actually. Perfect. Yeah, great. Okay, let's... Five minutes. I don't get it. We've still got base remote vehicles. It's 1 versus 1. No, they've got two. Oh, well, yeah, this will be the last flight, I would say. Or will it? Wouldn't mind flying the F-2 a little bit more. Been flying for ages and I still haven't really gotten any action. The train was good. The major discovery, the major breakthrough was the TrackIR for this flight. That's going to positively affect all of the future flights. I don't think I can really do more than get to the front line in the next 4 minutes, but my goal is to shoot down some plane. I don't get how the enemy could have completed all of their objectives, because we've still got a base here and they have 1, 2 left. So I don't think they've, according to that, they haven't won. Their defense, I can shoot that up. That's a ground target that is susceptible to MG. Some ground targets, aircraft like fighters, can't really destroy them, such as tanks, but defence positions, that's usually consists of guns and cannon and things like that. You can shoot that up and explode it, even with MG rifle caliber bullets out of a fighter like this one. Those of you that have been following this channel closely over the last probably 3 months, you might have noticed that I've been chopping down a tree in my backyard. I'm happy to report that the tree, this massive giant tree, is almost completely chopped down, which I did myself by hand using a pole saw, 2 hand saws, and an axe, and 3 ropes. So there you go, and I'll be making a video on that probably in the next 7 days or so. That means that next winter I'll have some good firewood. Probably about 3,000 kilograms of good firewood. Okay, so it's on the north side of this town, next to the river. And there should be another town to my right and a few towns to my left on the lake. There's a plane. Looks like a 109 anyway. Just get to the action and then it ends. I'm going to have to do one more flying the F-2. As the tank crew clash at Prokhorovka and the Battle of Bodenplatte products progress to full completion, I'd like to see some of those included, I guess, either on this server or on another server. It'd be really good to have a dedicated Bodenplatte server that is nothing but Bodenplatte. It doesn't rotate into anything else, and has some good attributes to it like this server does. On my community tab on YouTube, I've got a poll. It's a few posts down now, and it's about what collector plane would you like to see next. There's about 4 or 5 options there. Of course, there's more candidates that I haven't included. F2. Because you only get 5 options on that poll. But remove headrest, that's all good. But I've also written an article on my website, froggyfrog9000.com, which has a lot of pictures and a list of other aircraft that I reckon should be considered as candidates for a collector aircraft. There's no shortage of candidates. World War II was full of amazing exotic aircraft, particularly towards the end of the war. It's been so long since I've flown this aircraft, I've forgotten its characteristics. I think it's pretty good all around. Bf109 F-2. There goes an FW190. There goes a 109, and there's another 190. There's a 190 going off. And a Ju-88 behind him. Got to make sure it's clear ahead of me. Should be fairly clear. Nothing to it. This is really good news getting this TrackIR fixed, because in lieu of flying the... I'll explain to you the conundrum. In lieu of flying the F2, I'd often fly the F4 on this server to even things up a bit competitiveness-wise. With both sides, the F4 never has the ability to remove its armoured headrest, so you end up looking behind you and you're just greeted by a wall of armour, which is seen as a distinct disadvantage. Even though you've got protection, it's actually a hassle because you need to be able to see behind you, and you simply can't with the armour there. And of course, the F4 that has the ability to remove the armour, there's limited numbers of it, and everyone goes for it instead of the F4 that cannot have its armour removed. And because I couldn't fly the F2 because I had that issue with the TrackIR, I was relegated to using the F4 that had the bad armour and the zero rearward visibility. And now I don't have that problem, so that's awesome. Ragor, Mosquito please. Yeah, Mosquito's a good one. And some guys mentioned a particular variant of the Mosquito called the Tetse, or the, however you pronounce it, the TSE, like TSE, which is like an African sleeping fly, I think, and that's what they named that particular mosquito after. And it carried a 4.7 centimetre gun or something like that. Like a huge cannon, an anti-shipping cannon in the nose, in addition to some MG. And that thing looks like a beast. I think it's a Norris or a Morris auto cannon. Looks like it has about 8 shots to it. These massive cannon shells firing through the nose of that particular mosquito. A mosquito that would blow up ships. That'd be pretty cool. Daniel, hello from Argentina. G'day, Daniel. Dragster, I know what you should be flying right now. You've got a thing for the MC202. Ragor 75mm cannon. There we go. I tell you what, I'll definitely fly the MC202 tomorrow. It's got some pretty nice camo schemes, and it has the option for a few different gun options. I don't know how many are going to be available on this server. They might all be greyed out. I guess we'll see tomorrow. Well, in the poll so far, at least of the 5 options, the one that stands out as the clear leader so far, almost double the rest of them, is the Arado AR-234. It's a twin-engine jet bomber reconnaissance aircraft. Also that polled strongly were fighter planes. The Yak-9 is the second highest one, only by a small margin over the other fighters though, which makes me think that maybe a jet fighter would be the ultimate combination that would go on that list. This plane sure does turn well. Ragor says signing off for tonight. No worries, Ragor. Cheers very much for your expertise today. I really appreciate that. Solved a big problem for me. Much appreciated. Yeah, hopefully catch you tomorrow. Cheers. Have a good day / night. Or even the Gloucester Meteor. Yeah, totally. What about the ME-163 Volkswagen? Yeah. I'm down for all of that. That would be so good. There's so many awesome planes in World War II that haven't yet been fully expressed in a contemporary flight sim. The closest you can get to that depth and breadth of range is in War Thunder, and they do great airframes and skins, but they don't have quite what I'm looking for in terms of the flight model. And that's not War Thunder, but yeah, I'm tempted to get really into War Thunder as soon as I can upgrade my storage space for hard drives, simply for the fact that I can do things on it like flying a HE-177 G'day, Matt, man. Welcome. Or a Gloucester Meteor, or a DO335 Feel. Just about any World War II aircraft, all of the exotic ones, seem to be on War Thunder, so that's very appealing to me. Mind you, you have to grind to get them, or you got to pay for each aircraft, but you know, that's the deal. What do we got there? That looks like an IL-2. I could be totally wrong, could be a JU-88. Let's just zoom on in. I think it's an 88 actually. He's going west. You're going the wrong way, the war's behind us. That looks more like a PE2. He's gone down, that's why I couldn't see him, he's gone down. Why did he go down? Did he bomb? Yeah, he dropped some bombs. He's hit our artillery position. He's done a dive bomb. How best do you attack these? From the front, I think. He pulled a fast one. Pulled a fast one just as I was moving in. Where? Where on earth did they go? There. That sneaky bugger. He's a fast one too. No pun intended, that's a very fast aircraft. It's a bit like a metallic Mosquito. So he's been hit in the left engine. Oh no, the FW got shot down. They're so dangerous, those PE2s. Can I snipe him from this distance? It's about 300 metres away. He's already shooting at me. I've got to approach him from the side. It's the only rational way to do it. There he is. Right up close to him from the side, as long as that doesn't turn into me too aggressive. And he's got me. You see how effective the PE2 gunners are, it's crazy. And there he goes. The way to hit him really is from a traditional boom and zoom, high speed, etc. I do believe I haven't shot down one single thing in this whole session. Crazy. Technically Meteor did not see combat during the war, but stationed at airfields trying to get the Germans to send their jets after them. Yeah, and I think they used them over the UK for tipping over buzz bombs. Yeah, I mean, War Thunder has different characteristics, obviously, than this or anything. But yeah, I do like the range of planes that they've got there. And Matt, you watching Korea fly War Thunder yesterday? The ground detail is awesome. Oh, that's good. I didn't know too much. Don't know too much about the ground detail there. I haven't played War Thunder in probably a year, I think. Got to get back into it. To find something to shoot. What on earth is going on here? Is that a bug? Oh, is that a... I reckon that's a bug. What am I even looking at? Is there a ghost plane? I don't know. I don't care. It's too strange. This time I'm going to head up to the north where the train station and the depot are, and look at that. There's some fighting. Where's that? At the train station maybe, or closer. No, nothing. With Boss, if you can fly a plane even semi-correctly, you've learned and achieved a lot, let alone actually shoot someone down. That's true, that's very true. Yeah, I'm amazed what I'm learning flying Boss, including historical things that I didn't know. I'm a big history fan, and yeah, there's a lot of history that you can pick up. Also with these planes, particularly just basic sort of things, mechanical things operating, propeller pitch and propeller RPM, engine RPM, manifold pressure, radiators, water radiator, oil radiator, and on the radial engine planes like the inlet and the outlet and that sort of thing. Here's a runway, and there's a plane. There's two planes. What are they? Looks like a 109 and a something. Let's check them out anyway. No, not. And the other guy's vanished. There he 190. Pretty fast plane, we're already at the train station. Explosions going on the ground over there. I can see some aircraft. Which train station is it though? Is it the Axis or the... Looks like the Axis train station's getting hit. What do we got here? That looks like a Stuka. It's acting like a Stuka, it's diving. And what else have we got? What is that? That's a P-39. And that's an IL-2. What do I do? Worth a try. Let's take out this P-39. Very slow. My speed's 300 k's an hour. It's very, very low. Let's take out this PD2. Can't catch him, he's too fast. Look at that. He can... Yeah, I'm going very slow compared to what he's used to. Why am I going so slow? I'm not sure. Look at that. Damn. Oh, it was a valiant effort. That really degenerated quickly. Got some minor hits on that P39, and then I think that yak moved in on my tail. There was a game back in the day, like an arcade game, an actual arcade game. I think it was 1942, and it kind of we're talking like 1980s, 1990s, and War Thunder reminds me of that kind of genre of game. War Thunder's more sophisticated appearance and everything. It's more 3D and all. This was like a top-down plan view game, 1942. You fly a Mustang and that sort of thing. It's a pretty good game. But yeah, that's going to do it for tonight, guys, for sure. I've flown for ages and I haven't really achieved good results at all, but oh well. A lot of stuff was figured out in this flight, so that's going to be good for next flights. Tomorrow I'm going to be flying the MC202, so hope you guys can join me for that. G'day, Skids. Yeah, welcome. The stream is just ending nonetheless. Thanks, Fragster, for your help with the TrackIR as well. Appreciate that. Mattman, Skids, everyone that participated in the chat, and everyone watching at home. Like, subscribe, share. Check out the website. There's articles there quite often now, froggyfrog9000.com. And you can join the channel. There's a join button on the screen there somewhere, or support on Patreon. I'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye for now.